Chardon, hey, true crime fans. Welcome back to another episode of Chardon, hey, true crime. I'm your host, Dakota. With me, as always, is the lovely Kate.
That's me.
That is her. And tonight, we are bringing you the final episode in our series on Aileen Wuornos. That's right, Aileen Wuornos, part 4, The End. Do you like how creative I was there with the title today?
Truly. Yeah. I don't know how you come up with these fantastic ideas.
You know what?
Truly.
I mean, it's just, you've either got it or you don't. Where is my Pulitzer? All right. So when we left off, we were discussing the men that Aileen had killed.
And possibly killed.
Yeah, and possibly killed, yes. But today we are going to discuss the end of Aileen's year-long killing spree. We're going to discuss how she was caught and how she was exploited from behind bars and more.
Including Ty being a piece of shit. But that's just my thoughts on it. But yeah, the final betrayal of Ty Moore.
Yeah, Kate has been looking forward to talking about Ty's final betrayal for like 2 episodes now.
I'm so mad. Like I feel like we kind of like came to that realization together, just like, oh shit, Ty sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. No wonder she never messaged me back. Because she sucks.
Yeah, she didn't message you back because she knows. She's knows
a coward.
What she did.
She's a coward. She doesn't want to be held responsible for her actions.
Say it with your chest, Ty.
Bitch. Better watch out, Ty.
Better watch out, Ty. We are going to have a strongly worded letter for you.
We want to speak to your manager, damn it.
Get me in touch with corporate right now.
Corporate Ty.
Yes.
All right. So we'll talk about that real fast. But before, we have to get back to Aileen's final victim, Kate's favorite named Walter Gino Antonio.
Why Walter?
She really doesn't like the Walter.
What kind of Italian parents named their kid Walter?
I'm going to go ahead and guess that he was like, his dad was Italian, but his mom was like white.
Maybe. Yeah, to be fair, like we're half Italian, and then we've got we've got Polly, which is pretty Italian, especially like New York Italian, and then we've got Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah. No, so now remember with Walter, Walter's girlfriend had recently proposed with a classy male engagement ring with diamonds, and it was very obviously a man's ring. But that wasn't something that bothered Aileen because, she stole a lot of stuff from men that she killed. And
plus
and
also plus also she's bi or a lesbian, so
I'm gonna go ahead and say bi.
Like masculine aesthetics, like that's a queer thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of fine.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong for sure. But anyways, so her friend Dawn came and picked Aileen up, and then the two of them headed to the airport to pick up Ty. Now, Ty, who had been spending time with her family for Thanksgiving, was immediately presented with Walter's ring as a token of Aileen's love before they were brought back to the Fairview Motel where they had lived on and off and were again being evicted because these two keep getting evicted from this goddamn place.
Yeah, because they're not good with money.
They're disaster women at best. But anyways, so Dawn helped the two girls move their belongings into a storage unit, but then Aileen explained to Dawn that she and Ty were breaking up and that Ty was moving back up north with her family. And just like that, the one person Aileen loved and who made her feel like she was loved was leaving. Dawn took them to the Greyhound station where they shared a tearful goodbye. Ty gave back Walter's ring and then got onto a bus to leave Aileen's life and Aileen thought forever.
But not really forever.
No, definitely not. So
She's the worst.
Yeah. So Aileen had nowhere to go, so she stayed with Dawn, where the two had some fun together, but, you know, they weren't anything serious because Aileen had just gotten out of a serious relationship. And at some point, she managed to convince the owner of the Fairview to let her rent a room again.
Bruh.
I feel like nobody really learns from their mistakes in this story.
I feel like that's just kind of a recurring theme for a lot of these stories.
You know what? I'll agree with that.
Just a whole bunch of people fucking up over and over again, making the same mistake over and over again because they think that somehow it's going to be different.
Agreed. But especially with this story.
Yeah, it's Florida. What do you expect?
You're fucking right. No. So she rents another room, but not room 8, where she had been living with Ty, because that room had too many painful memories. On Friday, December 7th, Aileen pawned Walter's engagement ring using one of her favorite aliases, Cammie Green, and only received $20 in exchange for the ring. Aileen was in a bad place, out of money, no longer turning tricks, and honestly looking rough. Gesundheit. Now, Aileen is looking rough at this point. She has spent her entire life as a hardcore alcoholic, doing all of the drugs.
Yeah,
living
every
in Florida, which will age you 10 years just by going there.
Honestly, yeah.
No, she's like 34 at this point. She looks like she's like 44 at this point.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures. It's not a good look for her.
Not a good look.
Yeah. But we're talking about Ty right now. What does Ty do?
So anyway, okay, so I'm getting there. Now, at the same time, the police have been looking for 2 women who had been reportedly in a car accident. See, they matched that car that Aileen and Ty had crashed to one of the victims, and they were curious about the 2 women that were reported to have been in the car. A composite sketch of the 2 was released, which I actually have a copy of, and I'm going to share right now because it's important. Here it is. There we go. Boom. Composite sketch. So the one on screen left is Aileen. The one on screen right is Ty with the baseball cap.
Dang, they did Ty pretty dirty.
They did both of them pretty dirty, let's be honest.
Yeah. But like, goddamn.
Yeah. I mean, Ty just kind of looked like that, though. That's the thing.
Not like that bad, though.
I mean, not good. But anyway. So I would actually like to point out that the news and the police and everybody at this point are looking for 2 women. 2, not 1 woman, 2 women in connection to murders. So at this point, this guy who ran an RV rental place recognized the composite sketches from a few years previously when he had rented an RV to 2 women matching their descriptions. And after looking through the records, he came up with 2 names, Tyra Moore and Lee. Another witness in Tampa remembered the 2 and mentioned to the police that she remembered these 2 women who told her about the RV that they had bought and said that the women's names were Tyra Moore and Susan Blackovic.
Wasn't that one of her aliases?
Yeah, that was one of Lee's aliases, one of the IDs that she had stolen throughout the years. Yeah. Now, at this point, she had a handful of aliases, but the woman also mentioned that Susan was the more dominant of the 2. She had long blonde hair, and she worked as a truck stop prostitute. Now, this is starting to ring bells for the police, who are finally starting to get their shit together about this case. They're finally talking with other precincts and other counties and realizing that all of this is connected.
What? No way.
Bailey, Is that you?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. What's up?
Hey, so listen. Remember that thing that we were talking about with that girl, and she was like maybe, doing some stuff where she was being bad and then possibly a serial killer?
Oh, yeah, that crazy idea we threw out there. Yeah, that was hilarious. Well, what
Oh,
about it?
it was so funny. So yeah, it turns out it might actually be true.
What?
Yeah, they're gonna need some extra manpower. Can you come down to Florida?
Are you going to be there?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be here. You okay, Billy?
Sorry, the cat just let out a very long, pitiful meow.
Is he okay?
I don't know. He's just sitting there.
He'll be fine.
Anyway, sorry,
Billy,
Bob.
are you gonna come? Because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
could
If
we could
you're,
really use you down here.
yeah, if you're gonna be there, you know I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there, Billy. And we're gonna try and catch this girl, right? And get this, she might be a lesbian. I know.
I've heard of lesbians before.
I know. I didn't even know that there was such a thing until I came to Florida.
I didn't know they had lesbians in Florida, but I guess
Yeah,
if they'd be anywhere, it would be Florida.
Yeah, there's a whole lesbian bar down here too. It's called the Zodiac Bar.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty lesbian.
I mean, I went in there because I thought that, maybe it would be like they're telling like zodiac signs, and they had those like palm readers and stuff because, it's Florida and we're near Tampa, and what's near Tampa is that big circus town. But it turns out, no, they're lesbians.
That's crazy. I mean, I know if I saw that type of bar, I would think the same thing. It just stands to reason. Zodiac, the
Yeah.
Zodiac bar, that's where
Yeah.
all the fortune tellers go at the end of the night or something like that.
Exactly. They go there and then they tell fortunes and have drinks. And then they
That's
tell
where
each
fortune
other
tellers, bop, bop, bop.
what? What?
That's where fortune tellers go to get their fortunes told.
Exactly. But no, it's lesbians.
That's wild. Like
What if
buck
there's
wild.
what if there are lesbian fortune tellers?
They tell you when you're going to become a lesbian.
Yeah.
Wonder if I'll become a lesbian.
I don't know. I mean, I think that Mary Sue Ellen wouldn't appreciate that too much.
Well, yeah, probably not. Maybe not. I probably won't become a lesbian then.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. I don't think you can become one though, because I think they're just born that way, like that Lady Gaga song that's going to come out in like 20 years.
I don't know. I haven't heard about that yet.
No, you'll hear about it. It's going to happen in 20 years. A fortune teller told me. Oh my God, a fortune teller. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really proud of that one.
Oh my God.
Okay, but seriously though, are you coming to Florida to help me with this? Because I can't solve this case on my own.
Yeah, of course I'll come down to Florida and help you. And then, we can do a round of golf or something.
Oh yeah, we could go to Disney.
Disney, then golf.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, I'll
Make
see
a
you
day of
soon.
it.
Love you. Bye.
All right, love you. Bye.
The fortune teller told me.
The fortune teller told me. That was really fucking funny. Oh my
Thank
God.
you. I'm actually pretty proud of that one. But okay. So yeah.
Okay. But really, what happened next? Let's
Okay.
get serious here.
All right.
This is
So
a serious
what happened next was the local police for the area figure out where, for the area that Ty and Lee had been living in, were able to put together a pretty good timeline of their movements for the past couple months. I get stuck in Bob when am I Billy or Bob?
You're Bob. I'm Billy.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get stuck in Bob for like a good minute after the fact. No, okay, so
It's hard to get out of that accent.
it really is. It really is. So anyways, so they put together a timeline of the girls' movements for the past few months. They'd been staying at the Fairview Motel, obviously. They had spent some time in an apartment before moving back to the Fairview. And then Lee, who had been using the name Cammie Marsh Green, came back to the Fairview again, alone this time, until December 10th. And while Billy was figuring all of this out, Bob was running computer checks on the IDs that Lee had been using and ran on Tyra Moore.
Did they find anything?
Man, Billy and Bob are on it. Like, once you get those two together, there's nothing they can't do.
Yeah, they are an unstoppable force once they finally get their heads together. Once they're finally in like the same county and the same state, like, you watch out.
Yeah, they share 2 brain cells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having 2 brain cells between 2 people?
And they're both cops, you know, and they both have wives back in the Midwest where they're from. I don't know where they're from. The Midwest.
And they are in Florida for some reason.
Yeah, it was a foreign exchange program with police offices.
A foreign exchange. Oh, yes, the exotic foreign land of Minnesota.
To Florida. Yeah, it's real exotic there, Billy. Do you have any idea? I saw a girl wearing a bathing suit that had 2 pieces. 2.
I saw in a tree, I saw a lizard as big as your face.
Yeah. And I saw it was sunny out and then it rained. Well, there was sun out, Billy. It's like a whole different country down here. You have no idea.
I will give you that much, though. Like, Florida is foreign.
Exactly. It's a foreign exchange program between police forces, Kate. I'm way too invested in our fictional cops, Billy and Bob. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah, they're the best friends that have ever existed, truly.
Yeah, there are alter egos if we were male cops from Minnesota.
So really alter egos for us.
Yeah. Anyways, so they did find a breaking and entering charge for Ty, but that had been dropped in 1983, though I do think that it was worth mentioning. And Susan Blachovic had been arrested for trespassing, and Cammie Marsh Green had no record at all. But who is it? It was Bob that was looking for the IDs. It was Bob?
Sure. Yeah, it was Bob.
It was Bob. All right. Well, Bob noticed that the photos on the IDs didn't match up, and it blew the case wide open.
Really? That's what it took?
No. Actually, it was the ID. It was the ID for Cammie Green that paid off. See, the cops had decided to check out the pawn shops, and they found that Cammie Green had pawned off a camera and a radar detector, and those were both things that had been owned by Richard Mallory. And they also found that there had been some tools pawned off that had been taken from David Spears' truck, but they actually did never get those back. But remember, I told you Florida is one of those states where they require a thumbprint for pawning items. I mentioned that before in like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So Aileen can use a different ID. She can call herself whatever she wants, but she can't change her fingerprints. So run the prints and they found nothing in the system, which began Billy and Bob to start a hand search of fingerprint records.
They hand searched for fingerprints?
Yeah.
Did they find anything?
Yes, actually, within an hour. They
God
found
damn, Billy and Bob are just unstoppable.
They really are. Once Billy and Bob get onto a case, they are gonna solve it, even if it takes 20 years, like it did that time with the guy from up in Florida, in Washington.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I think that's where Billy and Bob first came to be. But anyway,
probably.
it was either Washington or Kansas.
Yeah. I feel like they may have started in Washington, but Kansas is where they like cemented.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can't wait to get them on t-shirts. I'm gonna make a quiz. Are you a Billy or are you a Bob?
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. No, but anyways, so they found it within the hour. They found a weapons charge and an outstanding warrant for Lori K. Grody. Remember that warrant that she had in Colorado? That
Vaguely.
She jumped on? Yeah. Anyway, they found a bloody print in Peter Sim's Sunbird and realized that after they got the confirmation from Michigan, Colorado, and Florida that Lori K. Grody, Susan Blachovic, and Cammie Marsh Green were all aliases for one person.
Ty.
No. God, you really are mad at Ty, aren't you?
She's, I don't like her.
Okay. That's, you know what? I understand it. But anyway, I get it. But no, Ty is back in Ohio, keeping her nose down, working at like a factory or something where they make buckets. I'm not joking. That is literally a job that she had.
I mean, I guess someone's got to do it.
True. But anyways, so Lee is starting a new little fling with an ex-Marine who, like many others, would go on to try and tarnish her name. While they had a good short relationship, he would later make outlandish stories about how Lee had tried to get him to marry her for $500 a month. Like he paid her $500 a month and she would be a wife for him. How he had taken him to meet her kid or his kids, his family, and about the insane sex and crazy sexual fetishes that Lee had. When in reality, what's more likely and what it looks more like is that they had a long weekend together and he paid her $50 and they went on their happy fucking ways.
God, it really is just everyone with her, isn't it? Like everyone she meets is just using her for something.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And we're not even close to done.
Oh boy. Including but not limited to fucking Ty.
Exactly. Including but not limited to fucking Ty. So on Tuesday, July 8th, or January 8th, excuse me, police have managed to track down Lee to the area that she liked to spend time. They're undercover and they start spending time with her at a bar nearby her favorite bar at the time. Now, the officers who were undercover were watching as two uniformed police officers walked into the bar and almost immediately pulled out Lee. Panicking, the undercover officers called their command post, where they were all holed up in a motel room, and 6 different jurisdictions had gotten together and were actually working together to finally arrest Aileen Wuornos. And they were also looking for Ty Moore, but Ty's up in Ohio, or no, at this point, Ty's in Pennsylvania. But anyways, Ty's up north somewhere, nowhere to be found as far as the investigation goes. And after a bit of back and forth, they conclude that this wasn't a leak in their intel or a department finding out about the arrest and trying to take all the glory for themselves, but just a couple of cops who are actually doing their jobs. Yeah.
What?
I know, right? I know, right?
Sounds fake, but okay.
Yeah. So anyways, they call the Port Orange police station and tell them under no circumstances to arrest Lee, and eventually those cops are pulled off. The undercover police finally go in, and after striking up a conversation with Lee, they buy her some drinks and they end up hanging out. And at around 10 p.m., Aileen left carrying a brown leather suitcase that had all of her possessions in the world. Now, she would actually state to the officers that the leather suitcase, it had everything that she needed to carry with her. And then she held up a key and was like, I don't have a key nearby, but she held up a key and was like, this thing is like my whole world. Everything that I have is with this key. And they're just like, oh, okay. And that was the storage unit that Dawn helped her move her shit into, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, at around 10 p.m., she left carrying the brown leather suitcase and is walking down the street about half a mile to her next spot, which is a bar that she liked to hang out at. It was a biker bar called The Last Resort. Fun fact about The Last Resort, they actually had a mural of Aileen like on their wall for many years after she was arrested.
That's a little weird.
I'm wearing a t-shirt with Eileen's face on it. I mean,
yeah, but that's not a permanent thing.
it's permanent to me.
Like, it's permanent on the shirt, but like, I mean, you don't have it, like, you're not wearing it all the time. Like, you don't have it up on display at like all times. Like, a mural is kind of a heavy thing.
Agreed. They painted it on the wall after her arrest and everything, and we'll talk about that mural another time. It's actually an interesting story, but we'll talk about that a different time, or if we have time at the end of the episode. But anyways, so as she's walking down the street towards The Last Resort, another fucking cop car pulled up while she's walking.
What?
Yeah, seriously. She's just walking down the street along the side of the highway because, like, you know, it's like how certain streets are called like the highway, like in Hollywood, how Santa Monica Boulevard is called Highway 2. And I'm like, but why though?
Just, it's not highway, it's street.
It's street. There are stop signs and shit on it.
Stop signs, stop lights, not highway.
Yeah, exactly. But they call it highway. Or like here in Vegas, there's like one street that they're like highway, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but it's street though. It not highway, it's street.
Okay, but anyway, like, what the fuck is going on with these cops? Like, the whole year, they just don't, like, she's just slipping on by them, but, like, suddenly they're in the middle of working on arresting her, and then, like, suddenly every cop everywhere is like, hey, maybe we should keep an eye on her specifically, who's just, like, walking around with a suitcase. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Dude, I know, right? And we're still not done.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm probably gonna have an aneurysm by the end of this, but let's keep going.
Okay. So they radio those cops to back off, and again they do. And Aileen makes her way the half mile to her favorite bar at this point, you know, because like favorite bars change. You know, when you go to a lot of bars, sometimes you'll have a new favorite. But anyway, so she gets to The Last Resort, and Lee meets up with the undercover cops again. Now they had left, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll meet you at that other bar." And she was like, "All right, cool." And they're like, "Do you want to ride?" And she was like, "Nah, I'm good." So they were like, "Okay, that's fine." So, anyways, she meets up with the undercover cops again, and they hang out until midnight when she left, but she didn't go far. Lee spent her last night of freedom sleeping on an old vinyl car seat that was under the tin roof overhang of the bar. So, like, oof. You know, like overhangs, like, you know, you stand outside and like can smoke a cigarette under there and whatever, like, you know. Yeah, it was like a little patio area, basically. I've seen pictures of this place and like videos and stuff. And I watched Nick Broomfield's documentary on her the other day. It was heartbreaking. Anyway, no, I legitimately was like crying by the end of like writing this episode. I'm not even joking. But anyways, so she was like sleeping under that. So they were supposed to keep surveilling her the next night, but they found out that there was supposed to be a huge biker party at the last resort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so instead, they invited Lee back to their motel room to clean up before the party. And after a little bit of, you know, wishy-washy back and forth, Lee finally agreed to leave the bar with them. When they got outside, an officer from the sheriff department approached her and told her that she was being arrested for a warrant from the name Lori Grody. They didn't make any mention of the murders because they didn't want to alert the media, and they didn't have a murder weapon or their second suspect, Tyra Moore.
Because that bitch is out hiding.
Mm-hmm.
She's a fucking coward.
Mm-hmm. But we are going to take a moment right here, and Kate is going to tell you about our Patreon.
Yeah, so if you enjoy this content, if you like what we do here, definitely subscribe to us on Patreon, because we have more interesting content that is along a similar vein, but it's different than the normal stuff that we do on here. We talk about, we just recently completed our Methods of Execution series.
Mm-hmm.
We've just started a new series, Celebrities Who Kill.
Yeah.
And that one's already been pretty interesting.
We just filmed the first episode of that on Tuesday. That was a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to talk about one of the guys from the Little Rascals.
What?
Yeah, Robert Blake.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, Kate didn't know about that, but yeah, no, we're gonna do a single episode just about him. That's gonna be a really interesting one.
That does sound pretty interesting. Yeah.
I knew a girl who she was like weirdly obsessed with Robert Blake, not because of the Little Rascals, but because he fucking murdered someone.
Oh, one of those people.
Yeah, one of those people. But anyways, we're also going to be doing an episode. I'm in the process right now of reaching out to talk to a lawmaker who has had a lot of influence in stalking laws. We're going to do a series about stalking because I feel like that is an extremely important thing to cover. And we're going to talk to one of the women who created the first. We're working on it right now. I'm working on it right now, trying to talk to one of the women who created one of the first stalking laws in the country after Rebecca Schaefer was murdered. So, yeah.
Yeah, that one's probably going to be a pretty heavy topic, but
it is.
An important topic.
Absolutely. I'm trying to get another friend of mine who is currently working on trying to fix stalking laws in the country. I'm trying to get, and she's agreed to be a part of it, but she's the one who's putting me in touch with this lawmaker. And I am also trying to get a friend of mine who many people will recognize from Law and Order SVU to come on and tell her story as well, as far as stalking goes. But I'm not going to give away any names just yet, just because, you know, nothing is concrete yet.
Ice-T. It's Ice-T.
Yes, we're going to talk to Ice-T. Oh my God. If I ever had the chance to talk to Ice-T, I would ask him if he saw the episode of Rick and Morty where they had a character of Ice-T, but his name was actually Water Tea, and he was an alien from a planet called Alpha Betrium. Like, I want to know if Ice-T has seen that episode and what he thinks about that. But anyways, so here's a really great thing about our Patreon. Our different pledge levels, they only go from $1 to $25. Yeah, we don't want anybody to break the bank trying to support us. So we want to give you awesome extra content for a really good price.
Exactly. So, you know, if you can and would like to, you can be that, and all the tiers have really fun names too. So if you so for just like $1, you get to be.
Kate came up with the names.
I did. I'm pretty proud of it, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, for as low as $1, you get a little something extra from us, plus our additional love and affection forever, because we love that you would support us.
We do love that. And we love to bring you this content. We, you know, as heavy as it can be and everything, we do love bringing you this content. So we really hope that you enjoy it. We really hope that you're still having fun learning with us and listening with us. And You can check out our bonus episodes for as little as $5 a month on Patreon. And yeah.
So yeah, if you would like to subscribe, we would appreciate it so much. It is currently scrolling down on the bottom of the screen, patreon.com/ChardonnayTC, ChardonHaayTC. So
AAAYTC.
What did I say?
2 A's.
Oh, whoopsies. No, I did AAAY.
No, you did AAY.
The third one may have just been too fast. So yeah, AAAYTC.
Yeah. No, years of academy training wasted.
Truly.
Okay, but anyways, so the next day after Aileen was arrested, the police were finally able to find Ty Moore. She had moved away from her family's house in Ohio and was living with her sister in Pennsylvania. And once they cleared it up with the local Scranton police, because yeah, she lived in Scranton, Pennsylvania, which everybody's going to be like, oh my God, Scranton, the Office.
Dunder Mifflin, oh my God.
Was she the Scranton Strangler? I hate
that's actually pretty funny though.
I hate my eidetic memory sometimes because I have literally only watched The Office through one time, and I still remember weird ass fucking like plots like that, like the Scranton Strangler. It was like a random thing. I don't know. Anyway, I actually read an interesting thing on Reddit where there was a theory that Toby was the actual Scranton Strangler, but you know.
Oh,
whatever.
I've seen that theory.
Mm-hmm.
I think Michael Scott started that theory.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, yeah, I live in a house where people seem to think that The Office is one of the only TV shows ever.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. I hate The Office. I hate it so much.
Yeah, I'm not big on secondhand embarrassment as a basis for comedy. It's just it physically pains me and it's just not funny.
It's really not. But anyways, so they clear it with the police. They book a motel room with Ty, and then they summon of their officers from Marion County, Florida, to interview her. And in her possession were a briefcase and a clock radio that had belonged to Charles Humphreys, and some items that I have mentioned before that belonged to Curtis Corky Reed. Now,
Corky's the one that's like Corky's the one who was like maybe a victim of hers, right?
Yeah, exactly. Corky was the one that everybody like has totally overlooked, and the system has absolutely failed 100%. I truly believe that Aileen did kill Corky, but you know, the police wouldn't even question her about it properly.
Yeah, just there's so much evidence here that we're not even gonna bother. It's too obvious, so there's no way it's her.
Yeah, it's just like, they're like, well, I mean, she's like already saying that she did these ones, so why push her on these other one? You know, it's whatever. But like, fuck those guys. But anyways, Ty was given her rights, but she wasn't arrested, nor was she granted full immunity at that time.
Oh, really?
But instead, they came up with a plan. Ty agreed to go back to Florida, agreed to testify against Lee, and then gave them a statement. In said statement, she claimed that she had sort of known about the murder of Richard Mallory, but had claimed that she told Lee not to say any more and said, I told her I don't want to hear about it. And continued on to say, and then anytime she would come home and say certain things, telling me about where she got something, I'd say, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, I am angry.
Yeah, I can tell. You good?
She's so full of shit.
Kate Engie.
She's such a fucking liar. Holy shit.
I know.
She like, oh. She depended on that shit, okay?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
she
Oh, yeah. Why would she still have that shit? I mean, she had his stuff. She had those guys' stuff still to that day after she had already broken up with Lee. So it's like she kept all of that stuff. I'm sorry. I get flustered because I hate Ty so much.
she was just sentimental.
Shut up.
Fucking Ty.
Fucking Ty.
I like my face is like so hot right now. Like I am
You're so
angry.
angry right now, aren't you?
I cannot believe how much like how quickly the blood just rushed to my face.
Oh my God. Are you going to be okay for me to finish the episode?
Just go. Just go.
Okay. All right. Okay. So literally
You're
everyone knew what
laughing
was
at me.
going on. I'm sure the cops knew what was going on, but they had someone who was willing to be a little fucking snitch on Lee, and they could wrap it up real easy if they could just get Lee to trial. The next day, after giving her version of events, Ty went with the police back to Florida, where they explained their latest plan to her. They would put her up on a motel. They would have her make contact with Lee in jail, and they would have her talk Lee into giving a confession, something that Lee did after 3 days. Lee, however, was wary of this at first. She knew that the phones were monitored, and after a while, Ty began to insist that the police were after her. She told Lee how scared she was. She manipulated the woman who would be willing to do anything for her. And as time passed, Lee began promising that she wouldn't let Ty go down with her. Just go ahead and let them know what you need to know, what they want to know, or anything, she said. And I will cover for you because you are innocent. I'm not going to let you go to jail. Listen, if I have to confess, I will.
Oh, this is breaking my heart.
I know, right? You can't help but kind of feel bad for Lee at this point.
Okay, so I don't feel bad in regards to what she did. I don't feel bad for her being arrested for her crimes.
No. And listen,
but-
I would like to clarify. I don't feel bad for Aileen in the sense that she was absolutely 100% a murderer. She murdered, I'm going to go ahead and say 8 men because I still believe that Corky Reed is one of her victims, and you cannot change my mind.
Yeah, no, it all signs point to Lee. Like it's just
exactly.
But yeah, so we're not going to sit here and say like, oh, we feel bad for her. She was so innocent. Woo. No, she did bad things. She did. She was a troubled person who did bad things, and
absolutely,
it is correct that she saw consequences for her actions.
Mm-hmm.
But
however,
the manipulation by the one person that she probably ever loved in her life, who
the thing with Lee is that she wanted love. She wanted love desperately because we as humans, aside from like aromantics, are wired to need to be loved. You know,
like even aromantic people, like even if it's not a romantic sense, like aromantic people still like want to be cared for.
Oh,
everybody,
no, absolutely. But Lee wanted romantic love. That is all she wanted. You know, I mean, okay, so maybe she wanted more than just romantic love, but she really wanted romantic love. Like she really did. But she wanted every kind of love, you know, platonic, even though I have issues with that name. Platonic. Plato was gay. But anyway, that's a different day. That is a story for. I just hit my microphone.
Platonic.
You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
He just didn't want to fuck his students, okay? Because it was weird.
You know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But anyways, Lee wanted love. And the one time in her life where she felt that she was actually loved. Because I mean, think about it. The one time she was married, she knew that he wasn't in love with her. He was in lust with her. He wanted to control her the way that everybody else in her life wanted to control her through sex. And everybody has been controlling this woman through sex for years. I mean, look back on it now as like the Me Too movement is going on and everything, and imagine what Aileen Wuornos' life would be like now. You know what I mean?
Mhm. So
Yeah.
yeah, just to sum up the point we're making here, we
Yes.
don't feel bad that she was arrested. We feel bad that Ty was a shitty person.
Yeah. We feel bad that Ty turned her back on Lee. And that isn't to say that, if Ty was actually innocent, we would be like, oh, well, she should still be backing her lady. Like, no, if Ty was actually innocent, we'd be like, okay, yeah, fucking like tell on. Why didn't you tell on her earlier? But no, Ty fucking lived for this shit. Ty gained from this shit. Ty loved it.
Yeah, Ty depended on this shit, basically. She
Absolutely.
relied on this being Lee's lifestyle.
Absolutely. She quit her job as a hotel maid and let Lee pay all the bills.
With like her hooking money and like dead people's money.
Exactly. So Ty's a fucking piece of shit is what we're getting at.
Yeah. Ty is not innocent, and Ty can fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that she's married now and has dogs and everything and still lives in Pennsylvania, like, fuck you, Ty.
You don't deserve those dogs.
They're really cute too.
Oh, fuck you, Ty.
They're cute little black dogs and they're adorable.
Of course they're cute. They're dogs. All dogs are cute.
They look like Princess, but full black.
Oh.
With like a little bit of white right here.
Oh, they got a little goatee.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, so she's got all these phone calls going on and everything, and they're having these phone conversations, and yeah.
Oh yeah, you have one of those, right?
Yeah, so I have part of it, and it's actually just the transcript. So we're gonna have to be actors for a minute there. Do you want to be Lee or Ty? I mean, I've been Lee for the past few weeks, so we may as well just like keep it going, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So it starts off with Lee saying, "Hey, Ty."
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Nothing. What the hell are you doing?
Nothing. I'm just sitting here in jail.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Hey, what are you doing down here?
I came down to see what the hell is happening.
Everything's copacetic. I'm in here for carrying a concealed weapon back in '86 and a traffic ticket.
Really?
Yeah, huh?
Because there's been officials up at my parents' house asking some questions.
Uh-oh.
And I'm getting scared.
Well, I don't think there's anything there to be worrying about.
Well, I'm pretty damn worried.
Look, I'm not going to let you get in trouble.
That's good.
But I'll tell you what, I would die for you.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. That's the truth. I'll gladly die for you. And I'll just wait and see you on the other side. But you didn't do anything. Are you really by yourself?
Yeah, I am.
Huh. I'm so proud you work in a factory. What do you make?
Buckets.
Is it boring?
Well, time goes by pretty fast. $4.55.
Oh, that's cool. Good. I'm so happy for you. Listen, when I get this cleared out, I can't wait to get out of here and get me another job and everything.
I know.
It really is mistaken identity. I'm telling you, I know it is. And I know it's one of those girls or somebody at work must have said, hey, those look like that looks like Lee and Ty and everything else, you know? God, Ty, I miss you so much. We couldn't pay the rent no more and everything. We had to go that, and you had, it was best for you to go up and get, because I knew. I told you if you'd go up, you'd find a job in a heartbeat. And I was thinking about going up there and getting, but I said, shit, it's snowing and stuff. There's no sense in me going up there in the snow and everything when I don't really have any good, help or anything like that.
They're coming after me. I know they are.
No, they're not. How do you know that?
They've got to. Why are they asking so many questions then?
Honey, listen. Do what you gotta do, okay?
Oop, sorry. I'm gonna have to, because I'm not going to jail for something that you did. This isn't fair. My family's a nervous wreck up there. My mom has been calling me all the time. She doesn't know what the hell is going on.
Listen, you didn't do anything, and I will definitely let them know that, okay?
You evidently don't love me anymore. You don't trust me or anything. I mean, you're gonna let me get in trouble for something I didn't do.
Tyra, I said, listen, I'm not. Listen, quit crying and listen.
Oh, there's tears. Okay. I can't help it. I'm scared shitless.
I love you. I really do. I love you a lot.
I don't know whether I should keep on living or if I should.
I'm not going to let you go to jail. Listen, if I have to confess, I will.
Lee, why the hell did you do this?
I don't know. Listen, did you just come down here to talk to some detectives?
No, I came down here to be by myself. Why in the hell did you do it?
Ty, listen to me. I don't know what to say, but all I can say is self-defense. Don't worry. They'll find out it was a solo person, and I'll just tell them that, okay?
Okay.
And you'll be scot-free. You didn't do anything. All you did was work, eat, and sleep. You were never around.
But Lee, I knew for a year about the first one, at least. I mean, that's a hell of a long time.
I don't know. I think that you didn't know. I think I pretty much left you out of that.
No, you didn't. You came right out and told me about that one. And then I saw it on the news.
Ty, what do you want to do? You want to go to prison? Tell him everything. Although I told you everything just before you left. You were already thinking about turning me in.
Excuse me.
You good?
Yeah.
Kate, we're in the middle of our dramatic reading.
I'm so sorry.
Continue.
When you did it the first time, I should have said something. And
well, you were scared and confused, Ty.
I know I was.
You're not the one, and I'm not going to let you down. I'm not going to let you go down on something you didn't do. I love you too much to do that. I love you more than... I love you right next to God. You know what? I'm going to tell you something.
What?
When I die, my spirit's going to follow you, and I'm going to keep you out of trouble and shit. And if you get in an accident, I'll save your life and everything else. I'll be watching you. I probably won't live long, but I don't care. Hey, by the way, I'm going down in history.
Oh, what a way to go down in history.
No, I'm just saying, if I ever write a book, I'm going to give you the money. I don't know. I just, let me tell you why I did it, all right? Because I'm so fucking in love with you that I was so worried about us not having an apartment and shit. I was scared we were going to lose our place. believing that we wouldn't be together. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. I just hope you find somebody that loves you as much as I do. I don't want you to live alone all the rest of your life. You're a good person.
After you, I may live by myself for the rest of my life.
Ty, I don't want them messing with you. You go first, and then I'll tell them, okay? I'd rather have you with your parents, alrighty? I just wish I never met Tony. Because Tony turned me into a lesbian. And then I fucked up because when I have somebody, I love them all the way. I love them with all my heart and all my soul and all my mind, and I'll do anything. I go nuts.
You turn me against everybody. I won't trust a person for the rest of my life.
I love you very much.
I know that.
Will you get over me?
Yeah. I don't think it'll be any problem at all.
Okay.
Oh, God, that hurt to say.
I know, right?
I didn't like that, but go ahead.
I mean, it's because you're saying it to me and you know that you'll never get over me. No, I'm kidding. No, but like, as best friends, you'll never get over me.
No, yeah.
That's
not even if I wanted to.
Nope. I'm like an STD. I'll always be back. Listen, I'm a little bit too into the Aileen Wuornos mindset right now, okay?
You're the herpes of best friends.
Jesus Christ, I fucking love you.
I love you too.
I am the glitter of best friends. Because glitter is the herpes of the craft world. Okay, but anyway, we continuing?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and Kate is probably loving this because I'm speaking with my southern accent.
While she's drinking.
That too. So most likely it's gonna keep going for the rest of the episode. But
it's gonna linger for a bit.
It's gonna linger for a bit. Yeah. Kate knows that happens with me. But anyways, yeah, no, I'm sure you're fucking loving this right now, aren't you? Yeah, I can fucking tell. Okay. I'm sorry. I know this hurts. It's hurting you a lot. It hurts me because I don't have a family and I'm thinking about you. And you got a family. I know. I wish I had you so I could hold you and hug you and kiss you and tell you how much I'm sorry. Here's a kiss. Okay. I'm going to eventually confess. What time do you check out? There's a tap on the phone.
11. Really?
Yep.
I didn't even hear it.
I heard a little tick.
Well, I'm getting ready to leave, so if you want to go ahead and get it over with, go for it.
Aileen would then go on to confess to the killings, telling the police at first that it had all been in self-defense, and then changing her story many more times, which is something she'd do until the day of her death. She would claim that she was confessing to get right with God, claiming she had become a Christian, that she was scared of going to hell, and she would claim that she was just plain evil. And as we all know by now, nothing is really concrete in Eileen's head.
No, it's really sad.
It is sad. And it's also worth noting that at this point, a bunch of cops are working on selling the right to Eileen's story, or their version of her story, to filmmakers, writers, studios, anyone who would be willing to buy this story. And a year later, on January 14th, 1992, so I'm 8 days old at this point.
Just over a week old.
Mm-hmm.
Little baby.
Yeah, no, I was like literally an infant. But I just like that it happened so close to my birthday, because then I get to be like, oh, hey, I was just over 8 days. I was 8 days old when this is going on.
You were still wet from the womb.
Basically. And my mother was like still finishing high school. Oh, you good?
Good night, everyone.
Kate died. Good night.
This
You
episode.
good though?
Yeah, that was great.
Did you hear that one? Because I just cracked mine.
No, I did not.
I cracked mine 3 times. It was great. Anyway, anyways, Aileen went to trial for the murder of Richard Mallory because there were separate trials and everything. So she went to trial for the murder of Richard Mallory. Now, although the previous convictions were normally inadmissible in a criminal trial under Florida's Williams rule in prosecution, they were allowed. Gesundheit. They were allowed to introduce evidence related to her other crimes to show a pattern of illegal activity. On January 27th, 1992, Aileen Wuornos was convicted of Richard Mallory's murder with the help from Ty Moore's testimony. And after reading the guilty statement, which had only taken 90 minutes for the jurors to reach, Aileen had an outburst of her usual volatile anger, shouting at them, "I'm innocent. I was raped. I hope you get raped, you scumbags of America."
Oh, honey.
She had issues. We know that.
Yeah. So what happened at her sentencing?
Well, at the sentencing, her psychiatrist for the defense testified that Aileen was mentally unstable and that she had been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder.
Yeah, that could make sense.
It could, but at the sentencing, her lawyer, referred to Lee as a damaged, primitive child as she tearfully pleaded with the jury to spare Lee's life. But the jurors would not forgive or forget, and instead they voted that she be sentenced to death. And in a truly disgusting moment in the court, rather than saying, "May God have mercy on your soul," after sentencing her to death, the judge said, "May God have mercy on your body."
Wow.
Yeah. Or no, sorry. "May God have mercy on your corpse."
What a fucking guy.
Yeah, right? Seriously, fucking guy, and in the worst possible way.
Truly. Fucking guy.
Fucking guy. But anyway.
That is so fucked up.
It's just it's fucked up. It's disrespectful. It's the disrespect and the sexism for me.
Yeah, like I'm tired. I am tired and I am angry.
I understand. You're gonna like next week a lot better.
Okay.
We're getting back to cults. We're getting back to cults next week. Yeah.
Yay, I have missed cults.
Yeah. It's been a minute since I've missed cults too.
What's the last one we did? I don't even remember.
I want to say Waco, which we still have to redo. But yeah, I want to say Waco was the last cult we did.
Maybe. That sounds right.
But anyways, let's continue. So by the end of the trials, all of the trials that Aileen had to go through and everything, Aileen had earned 6 death sentences. She had also obviously earned international interest, and she had people writing to her constantly, including one woman who would go on to adopt 35-year-old Aileen, Arlene Prail.
What? Why?
So I was watching Nick Broomfield's documentary, and in it, Arlene claims that Aileen demanded that Nick pay Arlene and the lawyer that she used for the second trial $25,000 for an interview with Arlene, something that Aileen definitely never would have been able to use in prison, but which they claimed was for their trouble, the lawyer and Arlene's trouble. So the unfortunate answer is for the money.
God. We've said it once. We've said it 1,000 times. She really just never had a chance here.
Aileen never had a chance. It's fucking heartbreaking. It really is.
You really weren't kidding when you said like this only gets worse.
I've said it for the past all of our episodes, honestly. I've said it for every single episode of this series. It only gets worse. But anyway, so the two had shared letters daily. Arlene had claimed that God had told her that Aileen belonged in her life, and she reached out. The two got close, and Arlene eventually adopted Aileen. And then when Aileen turned away from God and the church, the letters slowed down and stopped, and Aileen was deserted by yet another mother figure for the last time in her life.
God.
Yeah. Aileen's execution took place on October 9th, 2002. She declined her last meal, which could have been up to anything under $20, and opted for a cup of black coffee instead. Her last words, once she got into the room where they did the lethal injection, because that's how she died, lethal injection. Her last words were, "Yeah, I would like to say I'm sailing with the rock. I'll be back like Independence Day with Jesus. June 6th, like the big movie. Big mothership and all. I'll be back. I'll be back." She died.
With the rock?
Listen, it's
like
Aileen.
something about Jesus?
I don't know what to say. It's Aileen. You know, she said a lot of crazy shit up at the end. But anyway, she died at 9:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. She was the 10th woman in the United States and the second in Florida to be executed since the 1976 United States Supreme Court decision restoring capital punishment.
Please tell me that the fake mom woman didn't get the body. I might just have to quit the show if she did.
No. Her remains were cremated and given to her childhood friend, Dawn Botkins. Now, we talked about Dawn in the past. Dawn wrote a book called Dear Dawn that contained a lot of her and Aileen's letters. And it's a lot of Aileen's life in her own words. I really want to get a copy of this book because even though we're done with the series, it still means a lot to me. And
yeah.
And, you know, even though we're done with this series about Aileen Wuornos, that isn't to say that I'm just going to stop caring about this person. Because it's really weird to say for me. It's really weird to say for me. But like after these past 4 episodes and everything and just learning everything that I did about her life and stuff, like I truly do care about Aileen Wuornos. And I truly, I sympathize with her.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? I mean, I bought my shirt that I'm wearing. For those of you who are listening, can see right now. I bought this mainly to support my friends who sell these shirts. It's Crude Ink on online. They're awesome and I love them. And my friend Jeff runs this shop and everything. I bought it to support them because I was like, oh, that's the one that I would wear most often. But
and like this is a story that like you've like I don't want to say been a fan of, but like been invested in for like as long as I've known you. This is something that has come up. This is something that's come up on more than one occasion for the entire like span of our friendship.
Even before we started doing this show, I have had sympathy for Aileen Wuornos because Aileen, I hate to say that I relate to her because I would never kill somebody.
You don't have to in order to like there is more than one occasion.
I was molested as a child and I was raped as an adult. So I get it. I get the anger. I have dealt with anger issues in the past. Kate has never actually had to deal with my actual anger before, but I've told her stories about dealing with anger as a teenager, as an autistic teenager, and as a teenager who had a severe hormone imbalance. I was subject to many outbursts of very severe anger. So I get it. And I hate to say I identify with Aileen Wuornos, but in a small way I do.
Small but like important way.
Exactly. Exactly. And the thing with Aileen is like, I don't feel like there were enough people who were willing to identify with her. And my heart breaks for her. It really does.
Yeah, I think I think she fell prey to like a double whammy of what's the word I'm looking for here?
The system? Well, no, she wasn't even in the system. She felt a double whammy of abuse.
No. Preconceptions, basically. Like, she was a prostitute and she was
But I
an
mean,
addict.
but think about it. She was a prostitute from the age of like fucking 9.
Yeah, I know. But like, oh, that was weird.
You good?
Yeah, there was upstairs neighbor just like opened a drawer or something and it was really loud.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was like, oh, you good?
Yeah, no, we're good. But
Okay.
I think in terms of just like how people viewed her,
Yeah.
like everybody involved with this, like just kind of gave into their preconceived notions of like the life of a prostitute and the life of an addict. Like she just wasn't a whole person to them.
Yeah.
And it's
I'll agree to
so
that.
fucked up.
It is.
It's so fucked up.
100%. I absolutely agree. Now, I would also like to point out that even after death, Aileen Wuornos has helped people. So I've been in therapy since I was 8 years old, off and on. Okay. I've been in therapy off and on since I was 8 years old. But nowadays, whenever I get back into therapy, when I need it, I always go for student therapists or community counseling therapists because those are always students at like a school who can learn from my fucked up brain, right? Aileen has continued to teach people with her brain even after death to this day. I mean, Aileen died like in 2002. It's 2021. God damn it, it's 2021.
Let's not talk about the passage of time.
Existential dread for a moment there. Anyways, so yeah. Aileen, her crimes are consistent with the psychopathy model of women who kill. She was considered to have a psychopathic personality, and using the psychopathy checklist, she was found to have a psychopathic personality with a PCLR score of 32, with the cutoff for the psychopath being 30 in the United States. She also met the criteria for both borderline personality disorder, BPD, and antisocial personality disorder. Now, I know plenty of people who have BPD. I know a couple of people who have BPD personally, actually. But anyways, her childhood and sexual abuse and her career in sex work are said to have irrevocably damaged her. I personally don't believe that sex work is particularly damaging because I am friends with a lot of sex workers. However, I will agree that when you start as a child, that will fuck you up beyond belief.
Yeah.
Important Kate?
Distinction there.
What were you saying before, though, Kate? Sorry.
Basically, kind of along the same line, like the way that she went about it, it's all about like, it's about intention and like the way that you practice. Like there's yes, she carried condoms with her, but like there's no way that she was doing this in a healthy and safe way. She
Oh
was
no,
not
God
doing this
no.
while she was of like sound-minded body. She was out there getting money to like barely get by, and then everything else was for booze and drugs.
I really don't believe that anything in Eileen's life was done in a safe way. I really don't.
Absolutely not. No.
Um, it said that her traumatic experiences throughout her young life could have played a part in her psychological state, including her biological mother deserting her, her grandmother ignoring the abuse that she endured, which, as you remember from episode 1, was severe. And from her grandfather, and it led to the lack of development of a mother-daughter bond for Aileen as a young girl. She tried to bond with people throughout her entire life, and the mother-child bond is extremely important in a forming mind. There have been so many studies on this, and the damage was made worse because Aileen and her brother believed that their grandparents were their biological parents, and they found out that their parents weren't their parents, basically. And Aileen, had a very explosive temper from a very young age. She was fucking her brother at a very young age. She was fucking anybody who paid attention to her at a very young age. Sex is not something that a child should ever go through. It fucks them up.
I also just want to make like a brief little like side note here in regards to like the mother-child thing.
Go ahead.
It's not necessarily, that's not necessarily about like like the actual like biological mother, but like a motherly figure.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. Like it doesn't have to be like your biological mother.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I'm sorry if I made it seem that way.
No. I just wanted to make you didn't. I just wanted to make that clarification in case somebody wanted to like say like, okay, but like what about like adoptive parents? Like that's
no, 100%. I mean, you had more of a maternal bond with your sister, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I am a very lucky person. My mother was 16 when she had me, 2 years older than Aileen when she had her only child. But my mom was 16 when she had me, but my mom is fucking awesome. My mom is great.
Your mom's great.
I love my mom so much. And but the thing is, what I'm saying is I'm very lucky about is that I have had more than one maternal figure throughout my life. I have had my mom, I've had her friend Libby, I've had my stepdad's friend Yvonne, I've had stepmothers, I've had other women throughout my life who have been very maternal figures to me. And, some of them have been great figures. Some of them have been not great figures. I was talking about this with my dad recently, and like we were looking at some old pictures and stuff when I came out, like the first time I came out to Las Vegas, and I brought my first load of stuff out here to move in. He like pulled out these like old photo albums, and we were looking at them, and there was a picture of his ex-wife Jessica, who was my stepmom, and he was like, Jessica fucking loved you. She loved you so much. And it was kind of wild for me because like I remember some of the good, but I remember some of the bad, too. So it's interesting. Like I have had a lot of maternal figures throughout my life. And I'm very lucky in that sense. And I feel like it's helped me become the person that I am today. But the person that I am today is also a person who has known not a lot of paternal figures throughout my life. I had to look elsewhere for paternal figures. But now I'm living with my dad, my biological dad, and we are building a relationship, and it's interesting. It's really interesting for me. And my mother, my biological mother, my mom, she every time we talk about it, she's just like, I'm so happy that you and Brian are able to spend time together. And I'm so happy that you guys are able to build an actual like bond now. And I feel like that kind of thing is very important for a child.
Yeah.
And Aileen never got that. Her father, who she thought was her father, beat her and abused her and was possibly the father of her child. Like, we're not sure if it was him, if it was her brother, if it was the town pedophile. We don't know.
Just some fucking random guy. Like,
we have no idea.
No way to know.
There's no way to know. And I
honestly,
hope that
like,
wherever,
I will say,
yeah,
I will say, like, at the same time, I am like a little bit glad that there's no way to know, because we have no idea who this person is.
No,
so
100%.
this person,
literally, yeah.
Like, this person gets to live their life as a regular human being, hopefully.
Yeah, unlike like Charles Manson's sons, who have to live with the knowledge that they were born by Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, no, Kate, you took the words right out of my mouth. So, Kate, final thoughts on Aileen Wuornos.
That you really like summed it up from the beginning. This whole story just goes from bad to worse. It's so hard to go through this whole story and just like seeing for like 2 seconds once in a while there's like a brief glimmer of hope for her, and it just snuffs out so quickly. Like, there was no coming back from basically her birth.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, I said it from the start. Aileen has had a very hard life from the beginning of her life. It did not get better. And she is one of the people that, like Kate said, I've talked about this case from the beginning of our friendship, when Kate was like, what, barely 18. Kate and I have been friends. Kate and I have been friends since she was 17 years old.
Yeah?
Yeah. And you're how old now, Kate?
25? Do we have to talk about that?
Are you 25?
Yeah.
Yeah.
25.
Okay, I was right. But anyways, so yeah, so for the past fucking 6 years, I've talked about this case, and Aileen is one of those people that just breaks my fucking heart. And Aileen will continue to break my heart, and nothing will ever, I don't think that there's any case that will compare to this one. So next week we are going to be covering Heaven's Gate. We're getting back to cults. We have missed cults.
And Heaven's Gate is a nice and simple one.
Yeah, Heaven's Gate is a nice and simple one. We're going to do like a 3, possibly 4-part series on this one. And it's going to be fun. I mean, it's not going to be fun because, like 39 people died, but, it'll be a little bit less depressing than this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So until next time,
say goodnight. Hopeless story.
Until next time, let's say goodnight, Kate.
Good night, Kate.
Good night, and we will see you next week for Heaven's Gate Part 1. Good night, everybody.